At dusk, the master was ready to start for Dakshineshwar. He stood on the south porch of the drawing room, talking to Ishan. Someone remarked that the chanting of God's holy name did not always produce results. Ishan said, "How can you say that? The seeds of an Ashwatha tree are no doubt tiny, but in them lie the germs of big trees. It may take a very long time for them to grow." "Yes, yes," said the master. "It takes a long time to see the effect." Next to Ishan's was his father-in-law's house. Sri Ramakrishna stood at the door of this house, ready to get into the carriage. Ishan and his friends stood around to bid him adieu. Sri Ramakrishna said to Ishan, "You are living in the world as a mudfish lives in the mud. It lives in the mud, but its body is not stained. There are both Vidya and Avidya in this world of Maya. Who may be called a Paramhamsa? He who, like a swan, can take the milk from a mixture of milk and water, leaving aside the water. He who, like an ant, can take the sugar from a mixture of sugar and sand, leaving aside the sand." It was evening. The master stopped at Ram's house on his way to Dakshineshwar. He was taken to the drawing room, and there he engaged in conversation with Mahendra Goswami. Mahendra belonged to the Vaishnava sect and was Ram's neighbor. Sri Ramakrishna was fond of him. "Master, the worshippers of Vishnu and the worshippers of Shakti will all ultimately reach one and the same goal. The ways may be different. The true Vaishnavas do not criticize the Shaktas." Goswami, smiling, "Shiva and Parvati are our father and mother." Sri Ramakrishna, out of his stock of dozen English words, said sweetly, "Thank you." Then he added, "Yes, father and mother." Goswami, "Besides, it is a sin to criticize anyone, especially a devotee of God. All sins may be forgiven, but not the sin of criticizing a devotee." Master, but this idea of sin does not by any means affect all. For instance, the Ishvara Kotis, such as incarnations of God, are above sin. Sri Chaitanya is an example. A child walking on a narrow ridge and holding to his father may slip into the ditch. But that can never happen if the father holds the child by the hand. Listen. I prayed to the Divine Mother for pure love. I said to her, "Here is thy righteousness. here is thy unrighteousness. Take them both and give me pure love for thee. Here is thy purity, here is thy impurity. Take them both and give me pure love for thee. O Mother, here is thy virtue, here is thy vice. Take them both and give me pure love for thee. Goswami: Yes, sir, that is right. Master: You should undoubtedly bow before all views. But there is something called unswerving devotion to one ideal. True, you should salute everyone. But you must love one ideal with your whole soul. That is unswerving devotion. Hanuman could not take delight in any other form than that of Rama. The gopis had such single-minded love for the cowherd Krishna of Vrindavan that they did not care to see the turbaned Krishna of Dwarka. A wife may serve her husband's brothers by fetching water or in other ways, but she cannot serve them in the way she does her husband. With him, she has a special relationship. Ram treated the master to sweets. Sri Ramakrishna was ready to start for Dakshineshwar. He put on his woolen shawl and cap and got into the carriage with M and the other devotees. Ram and his friends saluted the master.